So we actually want to create in a failsafe because JavaScript can be disabled. So if JavaScript's disabled, then our scrolling isn't going to work very well. That's not good. So what we'll do is remember how we did it last time when we had the a names. So in this case, let's go down here and just do a name equals to scroll. If you remember that, then if we change this link here to scroll, we're doing the sign up for 1 month link. Change that to scroll, and I'm going to take off this prevent default for now. Do a refresh. If we click that, it's going to jump down, and it goes to that tab of scroll. That's not sticking through as far as... So if we click that, it's going down. So even with the preventing default being gone, it's still doing the action. So let's get rid of this whole thing. Save it, refresh. If we click that, it's going to jump all the way down. And if you notice, it goes past it. So that failsafe, we definitely need it in there. Again, and this is if somebody decides that they want to cancel their JQuery, which is not really the best thing anyway, but we'll kind of do it because we will use jQuery to set some other parameters and stuff like that. But again, a lot of the things that we'll do in jQuery is just about styling and making it feel a little bit cooler than actually providing really solid functionality. Most of the solid functionality will come in the back end, which is Python. Anything done in the front end, so JavaScript or jQuery, can be manipulated in a way we don't want it to happen. So we're not going to do it a whole lot. Anyways, so what we want to do though is we want to make several sections. Let's just make sections just to illustrate the point, but it's not necessarily going to be true as far as what's going to happen later. So let's just keep that in mind. So we're going to do freemium 1, or we're going to stay free, and then we'll do 6. So, or we'll do 1, 6, and then 12. So 1, 6, and then one last one, we'll call it 12. Okay, so now we want it to scroll down to each one of those, and we're going to change these headers to free, 1, 6, and 12. All right, so then on our links, we want to change the href to 1. Oops, that's going to be free. That's going to be 1. That's going to be 6. And that's going to be 12. Okay, so let's get rid of this function for a second, save it, do a refresh. So if we click on these, it should take us just slightly below each one. You know, if we scroll up just a little bit, you'll see that. Cool. So if we paste that back, now what we're going to want to do is whenever one of these links is clicked, it's going to take this href as this value. So to do that, we're going to set a variable, as in, like, let's just call it link, and we will go this, and then we'll get the attribute of href. Okay, so we'll do console log of this link, just to kind of see what that link does, to make sure we're doing the right thing. We'll copy this and paste it here. So this is setting the variable. We could also put this whole thing right here. We don't have to do it like we did. We could just, I mean, literally, we could take this out and do that. That's okay too. But I like kind of separating the variables out so you can see what's going on. It's a little bit cleaner like this. All right, so let's save that. Do a refresh. Let's click on premium. It doesn't look like it's working. If I click on it, and it is preventing the default from happening, but as far as property, up top it cannot be found. And that's because we have the a name being the issue that, at hand, which is not the greatest. So we actually need to change these IDs here. So let's change it to the first one being free, second one being 1, third one being 6, and fourth one being 12. Because we didn't actually change those, and we needed to. So let's click that now. Now it scrolls down to 1, scrolls down to 6, scrolls down to 12. Kind of cool, right? It's just an easy way to put these links on here, and it does a nice smooth scroll. It goes as slow as it can, but if it's far down, it's going to go a little bit faster. And the nice thing is too, if we get rid of this, put that at the top, and we press free, it's going to go down to it. So wherever it is, it's going to go down to that. So it's a nice little transition into finding these links. And now, of course, these could be like read more, which we will probably actually leave them as read more, because our sign up button should take them right to where they need to sign up, and that might be right underneath it, which we will play around with later. But I wanted to show you this just because this action is very useful, and you can use it on many other sites, and I just showed you a very simple way of how to do it. Just to recap, what we did was we added a variable that grabs the attribute href. So this is grabbing this value right here on whichever one is clicked. Okay, so if this one was clicked right here, this one, it's going to grab that one. If this one's clicked, it's going to grab that one. It's not going to grab the other one, it's just going to grab the one that it's related to, so this. Now we can add 1, 2, 3. Let's say we added some string here. We save that, do a refresh, click this, do an inspect element, and go to our console. It's unrecognized expression, meaning it's not finding this. But if you notice, it's adding that some string here, right there. So let's get rid of that and do a refresh. And 1 is what's showing up. So it's showing that whole href, right? So if we change this to something and we click on 1 again, it's going to say, oh, it can't find this property and what is this and blah, blah, blah. So save that. That's kind of how that would work. So again, let me know if you have any questions on how this part works. But it's very cool and useful. A lot of sites do it, and it's because it's just a nice little animation that makes it just a little bit more user-friendly and kind of feels like, a very professionally done website. It has some elements of like what Flash used to do and stuff like that. But anyways, we will see you in the next one.